One of the cool things about doing what we do is every once in a while we encounter a really cool sponsor, and we have one, Dollar Shave Club. Now here's the cool part about it. I'm actually a client of theirs. I've been one for over a year, and there's a reason. You see, I would go to stores and I would talk to 19-year-old kids with zits on their face who have absolutely no idea what I'm going through in terms of what I need in terms of product. The other problem I had is the fact that I can't afford really expensive shavers. Here's the good news. Dollar Shave Club has a $5 starter kit. Free shipping, by the way. Check this out. You get in this kit, body cleanser, shave butter. Now the shave butter is really cool because I actually use this not only on the face, but on the chrome dome, and it works great. And then there's these, the One Wipe Charlies. These are for your butt, and it's exactly what you think it is. Now in this kit you also get their heavy duty handle that has shave heads. Now these are the 4-blade shave heads. They actually have other ones. These are the ones I use. And here's the cool part about these. Back here there's another single blade, which is really good for using under the nose, between the eyebrows, and for some of you werewolves, perhaps on the back. So once you get your starter kit and get going, for just a few bucks a month, you get your racers. Using the link below, go to dollarshaveclub.com/TFL.
We've been wanting to do a Wagoneer for a while, and this is kind of a resto mod project. It's a 65 Wagoneer. We searched for it for quite a long time, found it in California on Craigslist, just like everybody else does.
Howdy folks, and welcome to Moab, Utah.
We're here at the annual Easter Jeep Safari where we're about to test drive, I think, the coolest concept out here, and that's behind us. What is it, Nathan?
It is the Roadtrip Wagoneer. Now this is an old Wagoneer from the early 60s that's been converted into a fairly modern machine underneath, but there's something important about it.
What is that, Nathan?
In the future, very near future, there's going to be a new Wagoneer. We all know it, and this is sort of foreshadowing that vehicle.
Well, let's take this bad boy for a ride.
Hell yeah.
I feel like I'm back in 1965.
What was that like?
I was actually 2 years old back then.
That you were.
But, you know, I don't smoke right here yet.
Okay.
But if I were to smoke, Nathan,
You smoke a cob pipe?
I would smoke a cob pipe, exactly.
The objective here was to make it highly modified but not look like it is, if that's how twisted and weird is that. 33-inch tire on a 17-inch wheel. And if you know Wagoneers, the rear wheel opening is very, very tight on it. And that's really, when they were doing that vehicle, they weren't trying to make an SUV, they were trying to make a station wagon.
Makes sense.
So it had little tiny tires and wheels. What we did was we moved the rear wheel back 3 inches so it's not into the door opening. This is the motor that was in this truck when we got it.
Really?
The 230 Red Cam.
So you made a toolbox out of it.
How cool is that?
How cool is that, dude?
And the toolbox is the valve cover from the original inline 6-cylinder engine that powered this vehicle when we got it. It's an interesting engine if you don't know. It was the first mass-produced American overhead cam engine. And it was in a Jeep, of all things. Do you know this? That's a fact. Did you know that, Rick?
Yeah. I got about 4 of them.
Well, 5.7 Hemi crate engine that we got from Mopar, 4-speed automatic. This is on the stock frame.
Yeah.
Because I've put them on like JK frames and stuff like this. This is the stock frame, and the FSJ. The rails are quite wide on it, but they're open. We boxed them front to back, took the leaf springs off. We put link coilovers on it, front and rear. Dana 44s, Dynatrac axles on it, with lockers and all that. So.
Where'd you get the original Wagoneer?
Craigslist.
Yeah?
And it came out of, I think, California.
Okay.
This
No rust on it?
This car was so clean. There was a spot that big for a quarter. We blew all the paint off of it. And the car was honestly not that far from this color. Blew all the paint off of it. It looked like the sheet metal was stamped last week. It was just gorgeous. Really, really nice.
And did you pick this color because it's like a, classic pastel that back in the day they used to use? Or why did you pick this color?
It's Easter.
Yeah? What do you think of the color?
I love the color.
Yeah, the color is badass.
Yeah, that with the white wheels.
Don't scratch it!
Just don't freak me out, dude.
Hey, look at the, it's so tight.
It's fine. See, don't freaking me out. I don't want the Jeep guys getting together and coming to my house and throwing stones at me.
No, honestly, the car was originally a light green like this. This is something that we ginned up.
Nathan, the Wagoneer is called Roadtrip, but what's the color called?
Mintage. I call it awesome.
And then we added the white roof and white wheels and stuff like that. But I honestly, right before we painted it, I almost called and said, stop, because I was getting really nervous about it. Now, I wouldn't paint any other color. It's just so cool.
It really pops.
What's really neat about it, all the flat glass, the side pieces, and the backlight, we took all the original glass out, used that for a pattern, recut that glass in architectural polished flat glass that has that Coke bottle tint to it. I think that is so cool. You look into the interior, it just gets deeper and deeper. And then the seats are done in like an oxblood red leather.
I like the little Jeep on the dog's
collar. He's part of the whole story. You'll see.
You know what I love? It's Mark's attention to detail, right? The pipe.
Gracias. What's my dog? What your dog got?
These
these are funny as hell. Look at the buttons up here.
1968 guides to Colorado, Utah. And I've got a secret, all the stickers on this, they're all old new, which means that Mark Allen basically...
he and his boys.
Yeah, they took old ones and redid them. It might be a little heavy for a toolbox. What's in here? It's ginger soda. Nice.
Right? Though?
Yeah, that is so cool. Look at that. Dude, it's a cooler in a suitcase. Try getting that on a plane.
It's better than I expected because I don't have I'm not smelling gas fumes.
Yeah.
Back in the day, even when they were new. We're aired down, which is what you would do when you go off-road occasionally. And then you also have coil springs all the way around. That's a modern suspension, modern tires, and they fully boxed the old frame. And it makes a difference. This thing rides incredibly smooth off-road.
The dog, we selected a really nice $850 replica dog. And I was told, no, that's out of the budget. So we got a $65 dog. And when we got him, he looked like a kangaroo. We had to do a lot of surgery on the dog, and his mouth was open, his tongue was hanging out, and he had the nose of a kangaroo. We made a new nose, we gave him a trim, we sewed his mouth shut. We named him Slackjaw because it was his gaping mouth. He's the best dog I've ever had. He's never been on the carpet or anything, so that's good. But it's just, you get it. I think everybody gets this car. I've gotten more compliments on this vehicle, I think, than anything we've ever done.
It's actually fairly responsive with the steering. There's no big issues. I'm absolutely terrified of scratching it because Mark will come to my house and burn it down. So I don't want that to happen. Driving position's not bad. It's good old-fashioned bench seats, but they're fairly comfortable. You can really feel it when it kicks into gear.
How's the steering?
Steering's very light.
Yeah.
Very light. It feels like an overboosted steering from the 60s, and I'm willing to bet money that Mark wanted that way.
Again, it's a 65. We've updated it with the later model, the Razor grill, just because that's the classic Wagoneer grill. There's really kind of two Wagoneer families. There's the early non-wood vehicles, and then there's the later full wood, leather Luxo barges. The idea behind this was, let's do a road trip to Yellowstone National Park in 1966. This would be the perfect vehicle to do it in. So we've dressed it up. There's some fun things on the inside. It's got a red leather interior, kind of an oxblood leather interior. It's got a wicker headliner in it. We were not trying to restore a vehicle here. We were just trying to make good memories come to light on it.
Well, it's better than going back in time because, yes, it's an old vehicle, but it doesn't stink, it doesn't fall apart, it's not smoking, and most importantly, it's fun to drive.
You know what's most important? No real dog poop.
I know. Yeah, that dog has been a really well-behaved animal.
As always, this is Roman.
And Nathan.
Saying thanks for watching. Remember, check out tflcar.com for more news, views,
and real-world reviews.
And thank you to our patrons for supporting us and letting us drive these cool resto mods, and a lot more to come.
Hell yeah.
When they made this vehicle, they weren't trying to make an SUV. They were just making a station wagon, and it happened to have Jeep guts to it. The first little Willys wagon, I consider that the first SUV. This was really regarded as the first luxury SUV. First four-wheel drive with an automatic transmission in this sort of wagon body style. And this vehicle was in production from 63 through 91. I think we just wore it out in the end, but there's a lot of chatter about Wagoneer, and we just wanted to immerse ourselves in the beginning of the story.
Back in the day, right, they didn't have windshield wiper fluid containers. They had those little bags.
Yeah, it's like an IV bag.
Yeah. Simple solutions sometimes are the best.
Yeah, that was Kaiser, AMC, all that. Yeah, I had
the Broncos had the same thing though.
I had a Rambler, and it had that bag, and then inside on the floorboard was a little bulb you would step on, and that was the windshield squirter.
Pumped, yeah.
Like, well, yeah, and it's so simple.
Yeah, some things worked, and then some things like the wipers that were run off the
vacuum.
Yeah, that was horrible because the faster the engine went, the slower the wipers went, and the faster you went.
And AMC was the last one to leave that.
Really?
They had them up into the early 70s. They had vacuum wipers.
But they were cool because they had these little like vacuum switches, right? That you'd pull.
Yeah. Uphill they would stop. Downhill they'd go like hell.